Two more individuals have been sentenced for the passing of Tamara Geddes. Another two of the 6 persons who were implicated in the 2020 passing of Tamara Geddes, who was injured at her home in Reserve District, Trelawney, were sent to prison when the case against them concluded in the Home Circuit Court last week. The two dangerous men, 55-year-old Owen Irvin, who pleaded guilty to taking a life and planning to take a life, along with 33-year-old Tashana Young, who had pleaded guilty to conspiracy to take a life, were all sentenced to 20 years and 5 years respectively. Irvin and Young joined the group of persons who were in relation to the woman who passed away, inclusive of 40-year-old Nadine Geddes, as the persons who have been given time behind bars. Nadine was sentenced to 20 years for taking the life of Tamara Geddes, 5 years for planning to take her life. The nieces of Miss Geddes, 22-year-old Rodduct, and another young youth who had pleaded guilty to planning to take her life, were both handed 3 years suspended sentences. The 6th person, 24-year-old Brian Shelley, who is believed to be the man who pulled the dangerous tool on Miss Geddes, is scheduled to return to court on June 7th, when he will be asked to plead if he shows up with legal representation. Geddes, who was 36 years old at the time, lost her life when a dangerous individual entered her home, took her 2 cell phones, and demanded intimacy. His demand was not met and he opened shellings, hitting the woman before her youth. The police and the Independent Commissioner of Investigations have launched probes into the passing of a detainee allegedly by another cellmate at the Negril lockup in Westmoreland on Friday night. The person who passed away is Rico Brevet. He was unemployed and he is from Red Ground in Westmoreland. The police reports that at approximately 9 p.m. Brevet and the 28-year-old accused, who hails from Lucia Nova, requested to use the bathroom and were later released from their areas. While inside the bathroom, both men got involved in a physical issue, during which the accused allegedly used a sharp object to hit Brevet multiple times in the upper areas. The police overheard the commotion and reportedly restrained the one who was causing harm. Both men suffered wounds to the upper areas and were rushed to Savannah Lamar Hospital, where Mr. Brevet was pronounced by the medical team. The police has so far detained the other individual, who is being treated at the hospital. The accused was still at the hospital under police guard and had not yet been charged up to Sunday afternoon. The police are still carrying out further investigations to determine what led to the dispute between these two persons. A policeman has said that both men were in lockup on serious charges in relation to dangerous tools. It said that Brevet was in custody in connection with an incident in Negril, and the accused had been implicated in a shellings incident involving a motorist along Norman Manley Boulevard in Negril in 2020. Director of Complaints at Indicom, Errol Chatou, said that his team had visited the lockup and commenced an investigation. It is still early times and we are unable to provide much information until investigation progresses. In a statement issued on Sunday, Indicom said that all relevant police records and diary entries were inspected and documented, and the concerned officers were served with Section 21 notices for statements and interviews this week. Brevet is the 16th person to lose his life in Westmoreland this year, one more than during the corresponding period in the year 2020. Complaints have been made against the Jamaica Defense Force and the Jamaica Constabulary Force. A lot of complaints have been made in the year 2020, during which the Homeless Administration increased its reliance on states of emergency and joint patrols to rein in the dangerous activities across the country. But analysis does not suggest that the widening issues across Jamaica caused or influenced in any way by the actions of the security forces. Many persons would have expressed their concerns in relation to news coming out of the Jamaica Defence Force that two of their employees, 122 and 119, caused harm to a female trainee at a park camp on Thursday, March 11th. As news came out, many persons have also gone as far back as to recall the incident in January which led to the resignation of a JDF officer amidst allegations of misconduct during an intimate moment with another individual. The persons have been charged in relation to causing harm to another female. They were both JDF privates at the time of the incident in March 2021. Many persons are wondering what is really occurring at the organization, and they are saying if this is in any way an institution that is allowing men to feel that they have some amount of right, authority, or power to take advantage of women and their areas. When it is happening in institutions like the JDF, that they expect to provide protection for citizens, some persons believe that this is a troubling occurrence. They say that whilst it is a male-dominated institution, and they know that females may struggle within the units, and they are aware that many women have had to struggle across the globe in these type of institutions. The issue of these matters in which women are being taken advantage of in these institutions is quite troubling, and the space of time in which these two reports occurred is cause for concern for many individuals. It was further added that it is good to know that the men have been charged and dismissed from the organization. What many still say that it still leaves the question of why is it that they are hearing of a second incident in such a close time frame occurring within such an institution. If they are allegedly doing this to their own, many are questioning whether or not some serious activities are also occurring between these employees and members of the public. They are also asking that they need to be made aware of programs that are being implemented to have members of the Jamaica Defence Force trained, sensitized, and given further information about these serious activities against women. They also need to have a proper understanding that this is an issue that is in relation to human rights. Some persons have also said that they would like to see these persons pulling resources from external experts and civil society to assist in this regard, so that they can be sure that this work is happening, so that they can influence change across the organization. They have also said that they would not like to hear that they have pulled expertise from amongst their own ranks to do this sensitization, but that they have pulled external expertise who can freely talk to say, yes, we went in and a number of officers, soldiers were so trained in this sensitization program in relation to serious activities against women. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Let me know what you think about the matters that have been discussed in this session. Thanks for watching and have a fantastic day. Goodbye.